Happy Tuesday, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about section 5.5 still. So 5.5 day 2. And today we're going to be evaluating double angle identities. Hopefully you have a note card with all your identities on it. Today's 28th. So yeah, hopefully you have your identities out nearby or written on a note card like I do. I'm not going to go over them again. Basically, when evaluating, you're going to do 3 steps. So to evaluate or find double angles. Oops, it's supposed to be an or, not an of. So first thing you're going to do is draw your angle in the correct quadrant. Then you're going to solve, you're going to create a triangle. I'll do that. So draw angle in correct quadrant and draw triangle. So second step is solve for your missing piece of your triangle. And third step, plug it into your equations. And evaluate. Alright, so that's what you're going to do for all of these. So for your first example, we'll do it together and then you'll do a U-try. If I know given sine of theta is equal to 3/5 on the interval, hard bracket pi over 2, comma pi, find sine of 2 theta, we're going to do 3 of them, cosine of 2 theta, and tangent of 2 theta. Alright, so step 1, draw an angle in the correct quadrant. So I'm going to draw my picture of a coordinate plane. And you already know your quadrant because of the interval. So if it's between pi over 2 and pi, that means our angle is here somewhere. So that's the original angle. Now we're going to use this to draw a triangle, a right triangle. Remember, your right triangle always goes to the x-axis, and you need to label your right angle. Because it's sine of 3/5, and sine, remember, is opposite over hypotenuse, we know that this side will be 3 because it's the opposite of the angle, reference angle, and the hypotenuse is going to be 5. So we need to solve for this value x, which hopefully some of you realize this is a 3, 4, 5, but I'm not always going to give you the, well, 3, 4, 5 is easy. Anyways, so you can use the Pythagorean theorem. So 5 squared is 25, 3 squared is 9, 25 minus 9 square root. Now remember, it is plus or minus, but you need to do what makes sense. Because we're in the second quadrant, it's only going to be -4, not +4. So now that we know each side of the triangle, we can solve for sine of 2 theta, cosine of 2 theta, and tangent of 2 theta. And now you're just using your identities. So for sine of 2 theta, remember there's only one thing we can do. I'll show one extra line of work just for this one. So sine of 2 theta is equal to 2 sine of theta cosine of theta. And all we're going to do is replace sine with the actual value. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so this is 3/5. And cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so this is -4/5. And then we just do algebra. So 2 times 3 times -4 is -24. And 5 times 5 is 25. So sine of 2 theta equals -24 over 25. For cosine of 2 theta, you can choose which of the identities you would like to use. I'm going to use the 1 minus 2, where is it? Sine, there it is, sine squared of theta. So then, and yeah, again, you guys can just like skip to this line, but because it's our notes, I'm going to show a little bit more. So this is going to be 1 minus 2, and sine is 3/5. And this is squared, so this whole thing is squared. So now I've got 1 minus 2 times 3/5 squared is 9 over 25. Keep going. 2 times 9 is 18. Remember, you just multiply the numerators. And then I could actually rewrite this because you don't need a calculator. Don't let yourselves get super rusty. And 25 minus 18 is 7. And this will work using any of the cosine identities. You just need to choose one and stick with it. And then the last value we need to solve for is tangent. There's only one formula we can use. So I'm just going to substitute in. So it's 2 times tangent of theta, which is opposite over adjacent. So that's going to be -3/4 divided by 1 minus tangent of theta squared. So -3/4 squared. And remember, you guys do need to know how to show your work because you don't know what kind of problem I'm going to be giving you on your quiz that you have to show work for. So, simplifying 2 times -3 is -6. So this is -6/4. You guys know I like to rewrite when I have a fraction and a fraction. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. 1 minus 3 squared is 9. And 4 squared is 16, and because it's squared, it would be positive, but it's fraction still. So then I'm going to rewrite this. So what, 16 over 16, 16 minus 9. So this is going to be 7 over 16 when I combine. And then it's just -6/4 times 16/7, because you flip and multiply. 16, I'm going to simplify as I go. So then this is going to be -24/7. And we are done. And yeah, I know, it's a bit of work. So you guys try the next problem. I'll write it for you, and then you should pause the video and try to do it on your own and hit play when you're ready to go over it. So I'm going to give you tangent of theta is going to be equal to negative 5/12. Theta is going to be an element between 270 degrees and 360 degrees. And let's just determine or find, we'll just do tangent of 2 theta and cosine of 2 theta. So why don't you pause the video and try to do this on your own. So I drew the picture while the video is paused. So you are in the 4th quadrant because theta is between 270 and 360. Tangent, we're given opposite and adjacent, so you have to figure out which one's negative because we're in the 4th quadrant. The opposite side is what will be negative because sine's negative. And then you need to solve for your hypotenuse. Now that I know all the missing pieces, I can solve for each of these. So for tangent of 2 theta, using my identity, it's going to be 2 times tangent of theta, which is negative 5/12, divided by 1 minus negative 5/12 squared. So simplifying, 2 times negative 5 is negative 10/12, or we could reduce that. Let's do that. Negative 5/6. I'm going to rewrite my division. So 25/144. So then I have negative 5/6 divided by 144 minus 25. Flip and multiply. Um, 144 is divisible by 6. And then simplify. So hopefully you guys got negative 120/119 for tangent of 2 theta. Now for cosine of 2 theta, I'll just use a different one. So let's do the cosine squared sine squared. So cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, so 12/13. Minus sine squared, and sine is negative 5/13. And you didn't have to use this one. We should get the same answer either way. So that's 144/169 minus 25/169. So 144 minus 25 is 119. And that's what cosine of 2 theta is. So hopefully, whether you use the same double angle cosine identity or not, you got the same answer. And that's all. So your homework's posted. You should work on that. And you also have a classwork assignment for today. And then if you want to work or if you have any questions, feel free to come to Flex.